Uh, it is Saturday, September the 6th, and the season's opening tomorrow for the Jets. So we might want to talk about what are the keys to this game, after all. And now, what we're not going to do here on FSPN, not going to give you the same bullshit that you get from other channels. We're not going to tell you that we need to run the ball and then have play action off of that. We're not going to tell you that we need to sack the quarterback, put pressure on Rodgers, and also stop the run game. That's called defense. We're not going to tell you those things, not because they're not true, but because that's every game of football, every time, no matter who's playing. So to repeat these things is kind of redundant. We want something specific for the Jets against the Steelers in week 1. That's what we want. And so we're going to do that. All right, so key number 1. Ding. Key number 1. What percentage of our offense is RPOs? This is something we've been talking about all summer. We're going to track it. We're going to be doing a live stream during the game, and we're going to be tracking how many RPOs we run. Now, keep in mind, the Philadelphia Eagles ran the highest percentage of RPOs in the league last year at 24%. They were very good. The Indianapolis Colts ran the second most highest at about 17%. They were not very good. Obviously, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. The Colts didn't win anything significant. So, just because you run the RPOs doesn't mean you're going to be successful, but it is something we need to watch because we need to know what Tanner Engstrom's going to do, what's Justin Fields going to do, what's the mix in the offense going to be like. We need to be running some RPOs. I would like to see us personally at the top of the league. That's what I would like to see. 20, 25, 23%, and I'd like to see us have a very successful offense, if only to stick it in the face of people like Dick Chimney and other people who tell us we're not going to be very good, but that would be a side benefit. But let's watch what percentage of the plays are going to be RPOs. All right, that's key number 1. Key number 2, we talked about this in a video yesterday, and it's about the tight front alignment. Are we going to run any tight fronts within a 4-3, specifically with Harrison Phillips at the nose tackle position, zero tech? Are we? Now, I don't know if we are. We have no indication. The beat reporters have said nothing about this, of course. They don't know what it is, because all the beat reporters are there is to deal with narrative flows. That's probably another video I should make about narrative flows. It's very interesting. But the tight front alignment has nothing to do with the narrative flows that they need for their media operations to get clickety-clicks. So they don't talk about it. They don't ask about it. But we as football fans, that's something we can watch. If we do that, it's a good sign in terms of schematic fluidity. We want to have a scheme that is fluid enough to adapt in real time to what's going on the field. They're beating us with A, B, and C. We need to react and adjust to A, B, and C. In the past 4 years, Saleh and Ulbrecht believed in schematic simplicity. They would tell you this. We're going to be simple. They know what we're going to run. We know they know that they know what we're going to run, whatever. Like everybody knows what we're going to run. We're going to run it anyway, and we're going to be so good at it that we're going to beat you. That didn't really work out too good last year in particular. But I think in the modern day, having a simple defense where you're just going to let people play free and all this, I don't think that really works. You need smart players nowadays. Everybody knows what you're doing. Everybody has tape every 2 seconds. The second you do something, everybody knows what it is that you're doing. And so you need to be able to disguise. You need to be able to change it up. You need unscouted looks. You need all these things, I think, in the modern day to have an effective defense. And if We're running the tight front with Harrison Phillips at the zero tech nose tackle position, two ends as if four eyes, and let's say Spinny McWhinney as sort of a Jack Backer hybrid player on the outside. Then that is a very big sign that we are, in fact, having some schematic fluidity and adjustments, and so that will be something to watch. Key number dos. And also the tight front alignment is very good against the run. Now, the third key to the game, something to watch as we're going along. How much 12 personnel are we running? Now, one of the most frequent criticisms of the Jets roster construction this year, not enough wide receivers. Why didn't we get more wide receivers? What about wide receiver? Also, wide receivers. I mean, people love to get big, gigantic hard-ons for wide receivers. I think because of two things, Madden and fantasy, both of which have nothing to do with real football, but people just love their wide receivers because they're used to drafting them mostly in fantasy, where you just draft 10 million wide receivers on your team and score points that way. Well, one of the reasons that we might have constructed the roster this way is because we anticipated running a lot more 12 personnel sets and using Mason Taylor as a wide receiver, using Stone Smart as a wide receiver, and then also having Jelani Woods and or Jeremy Ruckert on the field to block, and hopefully they can do a good job. That's also something to watch. The blocking, always something to watch. But, so how much 12 personnel? Is it a high percentage? Teams usually are running these days a high percentage of 11 personnel. But are we instead going to use a high percentage of 12 and maybe even more 13 personnel now that we picked up Jelani Woods? Maybe it's going to be 13 personnel on the field. And that's a heavy personnel package. And then you can run, obviously, out of that if they're blocking well. And then you trick them with a little, you come in with your 13. They bring in their heavy on D. And then you do a little play action. And now if you have tight ends who can catch, like Mason Taylor, like Stone Smart, you can use them as wide receivers. And they're going to have trouble matching up against those type of players. So those are the type of matchups you really want to watch as far as the Jets Steelers are concerned. There you go. 3 keys for the game, not your normal stuff. A little bit deeper here on the Frankie channel. So if you enjoy that sort of thing, please like and subscribe. As the kids say, like and subscribe, and consider joining the Inner Circle membership group where you get exclusive items only here on FSPN. And I will see you next time.